one big thing.
Steph Curry wasn't the new angle in the NBA Finals. In terms of the storyline, the MVP of the series was. Kevin Durant's arrival was the preseason story. His performance against Cleveland becomes the storyline that ends it, and he was spectacular. So was Steph. Except for Game 4, and I'll get to that. Each player took criticism for his team losing a 3-1 lead last year in the playoffs. Durant joined the team that defeated him. Curry just beat the one he lost to. More than any other Warrior, Curry was the target of the jokes that accompanied the collapse. He had a poor Game 7, and the image of LeBron James blocking his shot earlier in the series, then looking at him dismissively, became a metaphor for many things and opened the door for many to dismiss Curry, as if he hadn't won back-to-back MVPs. He was not the first MVP to lose in the finals to the player widely accepted as the league's best. Charles Barkley and Karl Malone both won MVPs, then lost to Michael Jordan. Neither of them was a bum because of it. And I don't think people painted Curry as a bum necessarily. But the amount of conversation about the things Curry wasn't was foolish. What he was throughout these playoffs and then again in these finals was a superstar, because that's what he is. But what about Game 4? All right, what about it? He was the focus of Cleveland's defensive strategy, and it worked. Prior to that game, he was looking at a 50-50-90 finals. You know what that is, right? Field goal percentage, three-point percentage, free throw. It was suggested by some of my friends in the media that somehow Curry wasn't knocked for it and LeBron would have been crushed. Here's what I agree with. LeBron would have been criticized, but only from the perspective of him versus MJ. In Curry's case, the bad game becomes an opening to question if he's a superstar at all, which is nonsense. A 50-40-90 was still in play, and he was averaging 28 a game for the entire playoffs even after that. But whatever. They win in 5. Curry, I believe, led his team in threes. Might have got passed by Durant tonight. He led him in assists. He got a highlight play where he gave LeBron a dose and then said, hey, block this one. And he enjoyed that moment because it was a year in the making. I know it was probably a double dribble, but it was also a metaphor. A guy who had to hear all the jokes since last June, who got the chance to answer for and to the guy who swatted him last year. Yeah, he got a whole bunch of help from another MVP in KD. But don't forget why Durant had all those wide open lanes in transition Game 1, because the thought of Curry floating to the three-point line terrified the Cavaliers. They're a spooky team, these Warriors, a riddle without an easy answer. And when the guy who scores 28 a game is your second best player, there is no answer at all, just a larger question. What is it that the rest of the league is supposed to do?